Hello, everybody.
Good morning.
Good
Happy
morning.
Sunday.
Good morning. We're from the CC and JT Amateur Hour again. We're doing another video test because from the video test that we did yesterday, we've gotten over 500 views already, and it's like, so over there is CC.
And over there is JT.
And you see we are wearing hats because we are...
It's Sunday morning. We're relaxing with our coffee and
we're mourning our Cubs that got eliminated on game 161 of the season. There's 162 games. Today's the last day of the regular season. And as I was moaning and groaning yesterday, it's so much easier to get eliminated in June than it is on game 161. Oh my God. But we're true blue Cubs fans. We're true blue Cubs fans. So we're go Cubs. Wait till next year. We're gonna be great next year.
Go Cubs go.
Go Cubs go. So yay. We did the video test yesterday, and like I said, 500 views. Wow.
That was a lot.
That was a lot.
Overnight.
So what'd you think? So what did you think of the test?
I thought it was a fun experience.
I thought it was cool. So we're gonna give it another try today, and we're actually doing a real podcast today. Yesterday was the video test. I called this the second video test, but we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do the real podcast, the regular podcast. If you're new to our experience, what this is a podcast, a weekly podcast by two people of a certain age, obviously.
Obviously.
And those people of a certain age are writers, or we try to be.
Yes.
We're not obviously great writers, but we're writers, independent writers, self-published writers. And so along the way, we've learned a few things about the writing biz. Now, if we could only pull it all together to like make the money, but that's not happening. So, but in the meantime, go out to our website at www.carsonhuma.com and you'll see over 130 podcasts on the writing business.
Yes.
And we're just trying out the video thing because we're expanding our reach because Twitter.
Yes, and the videos actually seem to really engage people a lot more than just listening. I'm sure some podcasts get a lot of listeners, but ours haven't. So we're just trying to get it out a little bit more to see if anybody might really be interested in it. And we'll see what happens from here.
So head out to our website. You'll learn more about us. You'll see our social media links. We're expanding our social media, obviously, to TikTok, obviously, to YouTube. We're also out. I'm out on Blue Sky. And we're going to be just trying out all these social medias. But anything else we want to chat about before we get to the main guest of this?
I can't think of anything. We did cover a little bit about our day yesterday. So if you wanted to hear about what we did, it was a very interesting Saturday that we had. I did post pictures of it on my Instagram. So you can look at yesterday's video test, like 500 something other people did, and see what exactly we were up to yesterday. We did a 5K. We're doing another virtual walk. We did a local festival, music and mural festival. So all that information is in yesterday's video if you want to check that out.
Yeah, Carson City has undergone a morphosis over the last 5 or 10 years. Downtown used to be dead. Used to have like a 4-lane highway down the middle of it because we didn't have the freeway bypass. But what's happened is over the last 5 or 10 years, it's gone through a metamorphosis that, even cynical me was surprised by how much it's transformed. It's really become a go-to place, and the festival yesterday is just one more way of doing it. So
yes,
cool on Carson City for that kind of vision. So that was pretty neat.
And if you're on the West Coast, if you're in Eastern California, it's really a quick trip over the hill. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It could be a snowy winter. We're already seeing some snow up in the higher parts of the mountains, but pop over, check out the new murals. I'm going to do my little Carson City tourism spiel here. There's a lot of fun stuff to see. We got a railroad museum, a state museum, and all that good stuff. So come and visit Carson City.
Come on, visit Carson City. So let's dig into what we're going to talk about in this podcast, and this video cast. I guess, what is it called? A video cast?
A vlog? Well, I don't know. I don't know the difference. We'll have to talk about that in the future.
Yeah, it's obviously a TikTok because it's going to go up on TikTok, but it's also going to go up on YouTube, and there go my hands again.
See, you're always talking to me, but I'm behaving myself.
Okay, sorry about that, folks.
We're European.
Big hands. Okay, anyway,
JT is 6'5", so it's proportional.
She's sitting on a pillow.
I am sitting on... He's a foot taller than I am. Yes, I am the little girl. My feet are dangling.
We do these things mostly to amuse ourselves and drink coffee. We drink a lot of coffee.
The funny thing is that if you look at some of our selfies, they're interesting in that we are a foot apart in height. So some of the angles that our selfies are done at, if you want to look at our Instagram, you'll get a laugh. There is a little bit of a height disparity.
Okay.
Also, when we got married, you were 6'1", I think. And
maybe
I was
6'2" or 3", but still.
No, I think you were 6'1", maybe 6'2". I was 5'6", so we were closer in height, but he kept growing.
Okay.
Anyway, enough of that.
Yeah, grandparents are weird, aren't they? Oh, gosh. Okay. What we're going to talk about now, and there go my hands again, just deal with it. What we're going to talk about now. Your hands are so warm.
It was my coffee.
Oh, okay. What we're going to talk about now is now.
You just can't help yourself, can you? Here, let me help you.
Try to behave.
Now.
Keep your hands off the
I'm holding your hand. See? Holding the hand.
Hand. She's holding my hand. Now I've lost complete track.
We're talking about
Preptober. Okay, so we're going to talk about Preptober, and what it is both of us are successful Nanowrimo folks, and if you're a writer of any sort, then Nanowrimo is something you know quite well. Nanowrimo stands for
National Novel Writing Month.
What happens is in the 30 days of November, you have 30 days to write down 50,000 words of something. Anything.
And that adds up to about 1,600 words a day, which is really doable for most people, even busy people. You can write a few hundred words at a sitting throughout the course of the day. Some people will take a break. You used to do it on your lunch when you were working a day job. So it's something that you can do. November can be challenging because we do have, for many people, the Thanksgiving holiday and, the preparation for the Christmas holidays. So in my case, the Thanksgiving weekend is usually taken up by turning the house into the Christmas extravaganza. And I'm sure there are many other people that way, Black Friday sales and things like that. So there are a lot of distractions in November, which makes it an interesting and a challenging time to do National Novel Writing Month.
And there's, of course, the fact that most of us have full-time day jobs, like, someone over here.
Yes.
I'm going to tell a very quick story about Nanowrimo. When I was working a full-time day job, it's like what I would be doing is I'd be doing my 1,600 words, but then of course there's days when you just can't do that many because you're just tired and everything. So I hope none of my former bosses are watching this, but I would take a sick day at the end of November to do catch-ups. And if they were to look at my sick leave forms over the span of over the span I was doing Nanowrimo, you would see a sick day at the end of November almost every single year. And that was because I was writing like 3, 4, 5, 6,000 words in a day to sort of catch up. But yeah, so yay. But a lot of my Nanowrimo books ended up as Gesundheit.
Excuse me.
Ended up in my library, in my Amazon library, which is also on our website at www.carsonhume.com. So Preptober is what this is about. It's exactly what it sounds like. It sounds like getting ready for Nanowrimo. Now, let's be candid about Nanowrimo and about the 50,000 words. The bar is low.
Yes.
The bar is low. It could be 50,000 words about anything. And folks, there's no judgment here.
Right.
I'm sure there's going to be people out there that are anal about it that says, hey, you can't start Nanowrimo until November 1st and you can't count those words and, stuff like that.
Midnight. People start at 12:01 on November 1st. There are the purists that will stay awake or wake up. 12:01, they're online, they're writing. And part of the experience is actually being accountable, having those specific days that you set aside for writing. But the other part is that you're working with other people. Other people are doing it, and it helps to kind of motivate you thinking about the other people that are in the same boat.
But what we're trying to say, though, is Some people put a lot of pressure on themselves during the month of November, a lot of self pressure, a lot of push on themselves. Like I said, I was taking sick days to finish Nanowrimo. If that gives you kind of a clue there. But what we're trying to say is it shouldn't involve your life. It shouldn't take over your life.
No.
Relax, take breaths.
And like I said, there are a lot of other things going on in November. We talk about the normal, the generic holidays that a lot of people celebrate, but there are probably a lot of other holidays going on that we aren't familiar with. There are people just like to kind of curl up with a good book and a hot cup of coffee at this time of year because of the weather, and there can be a lot of distractions. So it's a good way to try to keep yourself into a routine, even though those distractions are trying to pull you away.
Yeah, but take it easy on yourself.
Definitely take it easy.
There is, CC is right. There's just so much going on in the month of November. Actually, there's so much going on every day of our lives.
Right.
But don't add that added pressure. Don't feel like absolutely you've got to, shove out those 50,000 words like or else. There is no else, just take it easy on yourselves.
Since we're being candid here, I will say that there have been years where it has been close to midnight on November 30th. And I just wasn't quite there. I was maybe a few hundred words off. And I copied and pasted instead of writing new words, just to get the word count to 50K to get the certificate. So, it's all, like you said, it's all the pressure that you're putting on yourself. I'm sure a lot of people have other ways of cheating the system, but it's all in good fun too.
Yeah, it's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be a fun experience. It's supposed to be. It is supposed to be and not to sound so formal and make it a highfalutin or anything, but Nanowrimo is supposed to be a journey of self-discovery more than anything else. Because what you want to be able to see is, hey, can I put 50,000 words or 30,000 words or 40,000 words or 60,000 words into a document in 30 days? It's supposed to leave you with a feeling of accomplishment, a feeling like you succeeded doing something. And if you only do 25,000 words, so what? That's 25,000 words you didn't have before. That's the point.
Right.
It's a journey of discovery and accomplishment. And if you do make that, 20,000, 25,000, good job.
Right.
You've won Nanowrimo.
So the main topic that we are discussing today, we're leading into Preptober, which is the preparation for November. And a lot of people have various different ways of handling the preparation. Some people will sit down, they block out a calendar, they will know specific characters that they're writing about on specific days. They have a complete outline of their story. They work throughout October to make November go as quickly and as smoothly as possible. And I say kudos to those people. My idea of doing Preptober is, hey, November's coming. I think I have an idea. I might do a little research. I get to go down those research rabbit holes. And then
dive in.
November 1st, you just dive in.
Dive in.
I really, really do admire. I've watched a lot of people who discuss about doing a serious Preptober, and there are people who do accountability groups where you can sit down and you can talk to each other about your preparations, and I really do admire those people, but that's just not my personal way of doing this.
Yeah, we're going to talk about really quick here the two concepts of writing, and there's obviously more, but there's the pantser and the plotters. And CC is more of a plotter, and I'm more of a pantser, though I think we're more hybrid. We're kind of like in the middle of those things. And for Preptober, if you, whatever meets your stress level, low stress level, if you're a pantser or a plotter, this is a good time to, think about that concept at that time. I'm probably going to be more of a plotter this time for Nanowrimo, because I'm going to be doing the third Maggie book for my Nanowrimo, and the Sheriff books, which is out on the website, of course, are my most successful books, such as it is, and I'll be doing the third book in that series. I don't know if it's going to be the end of the series, but I'll be doing the third book of that. And the problem with doing the third book, a sequel, is that you're kind of boxed in with when you're doing a sequel. You're boxed in because the unless you're doing something completely radical. Your character's already defined, your landscape is already defined, where you are, who you are, all of those things are already defined. So you've already sort of painted yourself into a box or a circle or orb, a sphere.
Globe.
Sphere, and you have to work within that universe, of course, unless you do something radical, like you have a traveling troubadour, and they go from place to place, 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 place. But in this case, with the third Magby book, I'm stuck in eastern Nevada, in a small county in eastern Nevada, and I have to work within that area. So I'm sort of stuck with doing the plotting thing, and I'm not a plotter, I'm a pantser. So that's where I'm going to be going. Now, for your NaNoWriMo, are you going to be pantsing or plotting?
I'm smoothing.
Smoothing.
Honestly, I have the story mapped out. I have half of the book written. I'm trying to finish the darn book at this point. I did finish a first draft of it, which JT read, that I'm kind of filling in the plot holes and trying to smooth things out and make it follow along more with what I had originally intended the story to be. So I am looking at potentially 1,600 words a day of editing, or maybe adding 1,600 words to get to the end of the book. So I'm going to be doing the finessing a little bit on this second draft of my book. And that's also a valid way to handle this, because a lot of people may not have something new to work on right now. You can work on something. I mean, technically, I don't know if it's changed, but you were supposed to start on something brand new. I don't think that really needs to be the case. If you want to add, you could add 50,000 words to whatever you're writing right now. Just keep going and going and going, and then go back and cut what you need to. Yep. So you can do that also.
Yep, and again, that goes back to our theme of saying that you really have to do what you got to do to relieve the pressure off yourself. NaNoWriMo is not supposed to make your life worse.
No,
it's supposed to give you a journey towards self-accomplishment. So it's supposed to be an act of positive.
And I don't think you've done this, but in the past, I have actually gone to the in-person write-ins. So you will have local people who will volunteer to be kind of a group leader, and you will meet up at a coffee shop or something, and a handful of people will sit down for a couple hours maybe. You set a timer, and you see how many words you can write. And that could be a lot of fun, because it can be a distraction, but definitely it's also a chance to talk to other writers, especially if you're at a point where you're stuck and you really don't know which direction to go. You can have a chat with them in person, because it's fun to do it virtually too. A lot of people are doing virtual write-ins at this point. It's become a huge thing. But the in-person ones are even more fun, because you get out of your normal headspace. You can talk to some other people. You're all working together, and it really is very inspirational. So that's another way that you can handle National Novel Writing Month. But that's also something you can do during Preptober. You can sit down, and if you have some ideas, but you're not quite sure where to go with them, JT and I do this all the time. We kind of bounce each ideas off of each other. Will this work? Do you think, I have read his books. He'll say, well, do you think Maggie might have done this? I don't know. That's kind of out of character, don't you think? Why would, what would have happened to make her do that? And that can be another way to approach the preparation.
Yep, absolutely. So what we've done here is we've given you some ideas how to get ready for Preptober, and we've also given you some ideas on how to do the NaNoWriMo. Remember, good feelings, positive feelings, a feeling of accomplishment. Doesn't matter the word limit or the word count. Just, get out there and get going to it. Anything else we want to talk about real quick?
Well, there is one thing I can throw in there, especially we talked about having a day job. There are also parents out there adding, you might have a day job and kids, which adds an extra level of stress to this, but include the kids in your writing process. Sit them down with a piece of paper, have them at a laptop next to you. A lot of kids have iPads and things like that. Have them write their own little stories while you're working. And that way they're a little bit distracted. They're having fun. I did this kind of thing when our kids were little, and at least one of our kids, actually two of our kids, write pretty frequently. Our youngest, as we've mentioned, is a multi-published author. She's got probably more than 100 books out there now. So if you include the kids in the process, it's a good learning experience for them, and it helps relieve your stress levels.
Yeah, but then again, they could grow up as weird as us. So, don't let your kids
Well,
grow up to be cowboys.
or writers.
Or writers. Okay. Anyway, thanks for watching. We're going to go ahead and put this out there to the world, and you have a look. If you have any suggestions on what you'd like to hear us talk about, or see us talk about, obviously, or anything like that, we are happy to go through, do anything. We take any suggestions, comments. Just be kind. Always be
Right.
kind, because kindness rules. Kindness is free. Kindness takes nothing but, the simplest of things. And we would appreciate it. Anything else?
Well, as we do these videos, you may see that our backgrounds are changing. We're testing out different places. This is what we're currently calling our den.
Mm-hmm.
It used to be my office, but now we have a joint office. So we have a lot of rooms in the house, and we may be trying a lot of them as backgrounds for this.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if nothing else, tune in and see where we're sitting next time.
Yeah, upstairs, downstairs. We've got lots of places to go.
Yes.
Big house for 2 people. Okay, sitting over here is CC.
And over here's JT.
Thank you very much for watching, and we look forward to your kind comments, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.